One question here says, how do I get my husband to pursue me? I feel like we have great conversations where we talk about how we can love each other better, but somehow we always end up in the same place. I want so badly to feel like a priority, but I feel like he has too many other things on his plate to do that. Well, I kind of feel like there could be two reasons why your husband would choose to pursue you. And one of those reasons would be because he sees that it is something that God calls him to do, to love you in a sacrificial way. And and that's wonderful. But there's also another reason why he would pursue you is because he wants to. And I kind of see that it would be wonderful if he was doing it for both reasons. The pursuing because it is right and because it's what God wants him to do. If you have a husband that has a hard time with this, you could, and I think counseling is great. You could go to a counselor and the counselor would sit down with you and he would probably send you home with a list of things that he could do to make you feel like you are a priority in his life. And that could be really good. But speaking from me, and you didn't hear Nancy say, I don't believe in counselors. I believe in counselors, and I think they have great, as long as they're good counselors. But I would like Randy to pursue me because he wants to. Mm-hmm. And so my answer to that question would be, if he's not pursuing you, why is he not? He married you, you married him, so there must have been a reason why he married you. And so I feel like, and again, I don't want to turn this into, okay, so you need to find out what his hobbies are, and if he likes to go hunting, then you need to go hunting with him, and you need to sit and watch football with him because that's what he likes. That's kind of the old adage, and again, that's piling more on your plate, and you guys have so much on your plate that isn't good either. But I think what I'm trying to say is, when he comes home, and and I realize that maybe both of you are working, but if he comes home and you're home, does he want to come home and see you, or does he want to, what's the first thing you want to do? Well, one thing that he would like to do would be to sit down and watch TV. The reason why he likes to watch TV is because it isn't taking anything from him. It doesn't cause any energy from him. Your life is filled with things that are taking from you. So is his. And so if you are a person who is one more project to him that he needs to, do this and this and this, and therefore then you will be fulfilled because he's pursuing you, he's doing it out of obligation. My advice is that you discover the things that he would enjoy and become someone. Not bring to him the list of the kids did this and this and this all day. You can do that with your friends. I highly recommend that you have good Christian sisters that you can go to and you guys can talk about the kids and the problems and that kind of thing. But if that's who you are in your marriage, then that's, be fun. And again, I'm not giving you a list of things to do. I'm not saying go out and go hunting. I'm not saying that you have to, do these things. But become the kind of person where when he has some extra time, he wants to take your hand and go, let's go out to a movie and let's go out to dinner, and I want to do it with you. We don't have to bring friends because friends are fun, but you're more fun. Yeah, am I mm-hmm. You get it? And so it's like, one of the things I was thinking of is water. Water has a way of just, it'll just go, where it goes because there's a downhill kind of thing. And that's kind of pursuing. For some reason, I had that picture in my mind. And so if you want your husband or anyone to like you, to pursue you, then you have to become what it is. I'm not saying you have to. I'm saying you have the choice to. It's a choice,
I think it ties very much to the happiness thing. Why do I pursue Nancy? It's because she's a delightful person. Now, if she was not a delightful person if she wasn't a fun person, if she wasn't enjoyable to be around. And there have been those rare occasions where that has actually temporarily happened, usually for less than 3 minutes. But in theory, let's say it went on for several days. All right. In those times, yes, my duty to pursue, and we're not minimizing duty and the importance of that. But in terms of wanting, the desiring, become that person that we were talking about. Become that Philippians 4 person who looks on the things that are praiseworthy and good and delightful, who rejoices in the Lord, and the emphasis on thanksgiving, who's always giving thanks, who makes the comment, didn't you just love when the sun came out today for another 3 minutes, or whatever, but don't you, okay, so when we were walking in, yeah, I see Christy there. So Christy, I almost said Keels, Christy not, okay, so was coming in with 2 of her kids, and she was saying, don't you just love the smell of of the rain coming down and hitting? And I said, I do. Now, she could have said, can you believe it's raining again? But instead it's, don't you love the smell of the rain? Well, that's a small thing, but it's really a big thing. Because if you take that and you add it up with everything else, what is your view of God? Your view of God comes out in how you respond to the weather. It comes out, and if you send the message to the kids, well, we were going to have fun today, but now we can't have fun because it's raining. No, you can't have fun when
this
it's
is
raining.
Honestly very self-serving, because this question really was that you want your husband to pursue you because that's what you like, that's what you want. And so it really is, we're not asking you, again, to put one more thing on your plate of, oh, now I have to be happy, or I have to be somebody that's a lot of fun to be around. But again, it's kind of the same thing about the discontent thing. You need to crawl out of that rut. Do yourself a favor and become more delightful for your, just even to be self-serving.
And
then he will pursue you, because he'll come home and he'll say, and the other thing I was thinking of is, I don't know how this fits in, but it fits in because I want to say it.
It fits in because I want to say it. That's so perfect.
I just feel like it's really important that your marriage not revolve around your kids. You have kids, you need to raise them, you need to love them, but if your marriage involves talking about the kids and always being with the kids, and all you ever do is things with your kids, it's not good. It's not good for your own marriage. I think you've heard me say this before. Randy and I went to Disneyland without our kids once. Yeah, Angie's going.
And Angie's still in therapy. She sees a counselor about this very thing.
But you know what we did?
You know what? It was worth it for us.
They loved it. When we would go all the time. We would do things without our children. We would throw them at the Holovka family, and they would have fun playing with the Holovka
Ron and Kathy
kids.
Norquist.
Or Ron and Kathy Norquist.
And they would
They're
have
the
a
ones that took care of
blast.
them when we went to Disneyland. And this does fit, because if you always have to have your kids with you, I'm sorry to say it, it's a downer for your husband. It is. And I'm sorry, but if you don't recognize it, it's a downer for you too, because they drain you. They are a drain. You love your kids, but they are a drain on you. And so you have to find friends like the Norquist, Holovkas. We had a lot of families that we just shared. And when I say share, sometimes it'd be a whole week at a time. They'd go stay with them and live with them. And
we didn't even tell people. We would just drop them by and show up when we were ready. But seriously, don't get the wrong message from that. Get the right message. The whole point of that is so that when you do come back to your kids, you're eager. You want to be with them. You missed them. They had a great time without you. Don't have this thing of my poor suffering kids. I'm sure the best times of Angie's childhood were when we were gone. No, seriously, but I mean, they would have a blast. It's an adventure. They're with friends, they're in another place, and then they want to be with you again, you want to be with them again, and it's a beautiful thing. But we want to be with happy people. And so the happier somebody is,
And
the
less
more
stressed,
attractive.
the less tied to, if you every time you go someplace with your husband, you've got your kids, then somebody's going to have to take them to the bathroom, and somebody's going to have to change diapers, or somebody's going to have to wipe their face, or you have.
And
to
that's
be
just
careful.
the husband
Yeah.
that you got to wipe. But much less if you got your kids with you. Yeah, but seriously, the thing that you got to do, I think, is to think in terms of, if I don't think I have many things to do in life. Think I have one thing to do in life. The one thing I have to do in life is to love God and get to know Him better and to become more like Him and to worship Him and to adore Him. And all these other things in my life, which I also have to do, then there's a paradigm shift. When I become that person that God has called me to be, it's not just better for me. It's not just more honoring to God. It's the greatest gift I can ever give my husband or my children. And when young moms spend their whole lives pouring themselves out without replenishing the reservoir, and they think they're doing this great, admirable thing, it's not only they who are suffering, it's their husband and their children, because you need to be replenished to have more to offer your husband and your children.